My husband has a weird habit. Every time he takes another concubine, he gives me a pearl. The more he likes that woman, the finer the pearl. Over the years, my vanity case filled up with pearls of every size. Until today, when he personally brought me a pink South Sea pearl, smooth and lustrous. My lady, this pearl is one of a kind. It's worthy of you and worthy of her. My husband had a softness in his eyes I hadn't seen in a long time. I smiled and took it. But my fingertips were ice cold. That same afternoon, a pink sedan chair was carried through the front gate, and sitting inside was the pearl diver. From that night on, she stayed in my husband's courtyard every single night. Everyone was waiting for me, the legal wife to fall apart, waiting to see me humiliated and cast aside. But I simply closed my vanity mirror. At last, the moment I'd been waiting for. I'm not from this world. 7 years ago, because I killed someone, I was thrown into this strange era. I was originally born to a noble family, but after my family fell apart, I was sent to the Imperial Pleasure House and humiliated endlessly. In the end, I was supposed to be sent to the army camp and abused to death. But Gu Yanchen changed all of that. He bought me out of the pleasure house and married me despite all the pressure. Back then, he was the most notorious playboy in Jinling, and somehow he fell for me. He gave up the family business for me, brought me to Jinling, and became a laid-back merchant. In our first year of marriage, he treated me like I was his whole world, traveling everywhere for rare treasures just to make me smile. The women of Jinling all envied me. They said I had married a devoted man and was living like a fairy. Back then, I believed it too. I thought maybe I could stay in this world and spend my life with him. But a playboy is still a playboy. He could settle down for a year, but not for a lifetime. My husband started taking concubines. The first was Zhang Roxue, the proper young lady from the minister's household. She came in like she owned the place. Leaning on her family background, she challenged me at every turn and even tried to take Lingbo Court from me. I refused, no matter what. In a fit of rage, I smashed the vases in the courtyard. Gu Yanchen and I had picked out every one of them together. Each one carried our memories. That day, he stood in front of me with a cold face. I've spoiled you too much. Did you really think you were still some highborn young lady? Without me, you're nothing. He slapped me across the face. The force of it knocked me to the ground, and my cheek burned like fire. Didn't you say you'd only ever love me? Turns out you're just another greedy man. He froze for a second. A flicker of guilt crossed his eyes, but the anger covered it fast. You need a wake-up call tonight. The wealth and status I gave you are blessings you'd never earn in a lifetime. That night, he sat by my bed and gently touched the red mark on my face. Does it still hurt? I was wrong. The next day, card after card of jewelry was sent to my courtyard, like it had all been piled up out of gold. Chinger wiped her tears and said, "Master still loves you, ma'am." The new girl, Zhang Ruoxue, didn't get a thing, but I knew it then. That slap woke me up for good. This was not my home. I had to go back. From that day on, I started playing the virtuous wife he wanted. I welcomed one new concubine after another. Over 7 years, it turned into a fixed routine. He gave me a pearl, and another woman would appear in the back courtyard. The better the pearl, the more she mattered to him. My jewelry chest couldn't hold all those pearls anymore. The extras were packed into boxes and stacked away in storage. But no matter how many concubines he took, he always said no one could replace me as his official wife. The noble women of Jinling all praised me for being so tolerant. They said I was the backbone of the Gu household, and that no one could match my grace. I smiled on the outside, but inside it felt like needles were stabbing me until even the pain went numb. One time, my younger half-sister Lin Rulan asked me in public, "Sister Qingwan, don't you really mind that Master has taken so many concubines?" I smiled and handed her an ordinary pearl. "Do you like this one? It's yours." Lin Rulan froze for a second, then took the pearl. An awkward smile spread across her face, and no one around us dared say another word. After that, Chinger quietly told me the servants in the manor had started a private betting pool. They were betting on when I'd finally be cast aside. I just smiled and told her to let them keep guessing. Gu Yanchen's wife would only ever be me. But that night, I sat alone in the courtyard, looking up at the stars. Inside, I felt hollow, like something had been scooped out of me. The next day, Gu Yanchen returned from Donghai Commandery with Su Lianyi by his side and that pink pearl in his hand. "Qingwan, this is the finest pearl from Donghai this year. Lianyi harvested it herself. Don't waste it." I looked at the pearl, its pink glow shifting in the light like it was hiding some kind of secret. I couldn't help staring at it a little longer. "You have great taste, husband." Then I turned to Chinger and said, "Go get Lingbo Court ready. Miss Su will stay there." Lingbo Court was the best courtyard in the manor. He had designed it for me himself, back when we were newly married. He said he wanted to give me the very best, to let me live like a princess. Later, our feelings slowly faded and the courtyard was left empty. No one ever lived there again. Chinger went off to clean it, clearly unhappy about it. But I saw Gu Yanchen give me a look of approval. Early the next morning, Su Lianyi came to greet me. "Greetings, sister." Su Lianyi lowered her head. Her voice was soft as a mosquito's hum, with a hint of shyness. Then her hand shook and the tea splashed all over me. My leg burned with a sharp sting. "Sister, I didn't mean to." She panicked, her eyes turning red like a startled little deer. Gu Yanchen hurried over and held her up. "Don't be scared, it's okay." He didn't even look at me, as if he'd forgotten my leg was still burning. My pain sensitivity is 10 times stronger than a normal person's. Years ago, when I protected him, I took a sword for him and nearly passed out from the pain. Back then, he stayed up all night in a panic. Now he wouldn't even spare me a glance. All of his tenderness belonged to Su Lianyi now. I forced a smile through the pain. "It's fine." Her hand just slipped. "I'll go change my clothes." And in that moment, a flash of provocation crossed Su Lianyi's eyes, like she was testing how much I could really endure. I looked at her and the corner of my mouth lifted slightly. "Mermaid. So, you finally showed up." Zhang Ruoxu finally snapped and came straight to me, demanding, "Aren't you afraid he'll forget about you?" I set down the records of the strange and said calmly, "What's so bad about having another younger sister around? It's just one more pair of chopsticks. If you want, I'd even be happy to help you hold a wedding too, make it nice and lively. You're a daughter of a noble house, and now you're worth less than a prostitute." I ignored her and kept staring at a passage in the book. When a South Sea mermaid falls in love, she produces a pink pearl, and that pearl can turn back time.